The filter-free diary. Uh,
Good morning. What's left of it? It's 11:48 and it's February 2nd. And it's kind of weirdly awesome that January has 31 days because that just so happens to cut my season 1 as the first 14 days are season 1 and the second 14 days of February are season 2. So kind of splits the month in half like that. And I did not plan that, but that is still very cool. You know, sometimes you can't fully see a pattern until you start to walk through it and you're like, whoa, that's cool. But then again, 2025 started off pretty intense with the numbers. And yes, I know why, 2025 is, the T and the Y, and we're doing it on YouTube because it happens to be a catcher for the T and the Y. But also, it's a cool thing about 0, and we'll get there later. Okay, I'm supposed to be focusing on February. And the fact that it's 28 days and how cool it works out that 14 episodes from season 1 and 14 episodes from season 2. Thank you, January, for being so weird. There are people out there that are like, we should make all the months just 28 days. That's really battered. I was going to say boring. That is a really boring pattern. Okay. So anyways. So the thing that's cool about, February being 28 is that, it's the only month that's 28, and it happens to be the second month, which represents the body. And what is that main pattern happening on this planet with the body? Talk about it way too often. It's menstruation. And you know what? Some of you last a little longer. Some of you last a little shorter. I'm going to tell you, I last a little shorter because you want to know why? I flushed that fucking shit out. That's why. That's why I have to do it more often. Anyways, I'm 43. I thought menopause was going to be a thing a long time ago, but anyways. So that whole thing about, 28 days and the body and having that cycle and it being reflected in the moon with its pattern, it is pretty cool. And at the center of that blood cycle, I'll just call it that, is the heart. And the heart is, the blood spirit going through the 4, right? That's the 14, and that's February 14th for the heart. I mean, that symbol is pretty powerful, right? It's like really jamming on that symbol. And one of the things I think might only apply to females. I don't know. I've never seen evidence really of men doing this, but I don't know for sure. Oh my God, I can feel it right fucking now. It's like it knows I'm talking about it. Is that our heart, it isn't front and center, right? It's not like right here in our chest, which would almost make more sense if it was, because then that sternum, that big heavy bone, could protect it, as opposed to it being, kind of off center and then, cracking a rib and puncturing your fucking heart or a lung or a pancreas or, something. But yeah, if the heart was almost behind that big old solid bone, of course that is front and center and people do tend to aim for it. But anyways, it's not. The heart is off center. And the reason the heart is off center is because there is something else that exists over here, but it's a weird something. And like I said, I don't think men have it. I've only ever seen evidence of it in women. um, and it's, I'm gonna be honest, it's a useful void. The way the zero pocket is a useful void because it's meant to hold something. That's what this is up here. It's a useful void. It can hold things. And when I was younger, like in my 20s or something, I don't quite remember, I used to put a lot of stress in there. People would do something and I just wouldn't understand it, and I couldn't debate it with them, and I couldn't come to any kind of rational understanding. So I would just like stick it into my pocket of holding. Yes, for real. And I stuck so many things in there that I actually like caused some of my bones to move just a little bit. And if anyone ever decided to x-ray my chest, that's probably something they'd be able to see. That's gross, by the way. But anyways, there's a pocket of holding. And for the last 5 years, since 2020, Spirit and I have been going through that pocket of holding and just understanding so many terrible things so much better. And I hate that that's how that works. And that's hopefully not the only thing that's for, but that's what I put in there. All the terrible, horrible human things that I just get to go through now as a fucking 40-year-old. But anyways, I just wanted to mention that because February and the 2 14s, and that's what I use this 14 for. Or used to. Don't anymore. Have a good day.